Sean, knock it off. Hey, can you hear me, Phil? I see your chat. Can you see me? Or see the tank? So you got any questions for me and I'll answer them for you? That's my live shot of my tank right there. Yeah, I'm trying a new program. I can see what you're writing, but I have to actually see it on my wife's phone. They do like quite a bit of flow. I don't know exactly how much flow, but they do like flow. You don't post pictures of your fish tank, do you, Phil? But I looked on your website, I didn't see any fish tanks on there. What kind of power heads you got on your tank, Phil? Well, I use my Note 4 for all my videos. Wow, that's a big that's a lot of flow with the gyre. And them MP10s are pretty powerful too. I just have two Hydor 850s on mine. Generates quite a bit of flow. Let's zoom in on it. How's that? As you can see, the hammers and the frog spawn are moving quite nicely. What kind of fish you got in your tank, Phil? How big's your tank, Phil? 58 gallon, huh? That's a 90 gallon right here. You got pretty much all the same kind of fish I have in my tank. How you doing, sweetie? How you doing? Finally got this stupid program to work. It's working, Sean. 20 years, well, that's a long time. This tank's been up and running for 2 years right now. Originally, it came out of a 55 gallon. This was an impromptu live show. I had no clue I was going to do it until I got the program to work. Plus, I guess you'd rather be watching my fish than me anyway. Yeah, it didn't take long to grow that. I got tons of coralline in that thing. Also have a lot of sponge growing on the rocks too. So you had that tank for 20 years. That's a long time. Never had any cracks in it or anything? Oh, Oceanic. That's a good name. Too bad they don't make those anymore. So that's, I guess that's a drilled tank, right, Phil? So what's going on with you, Sweetie Reef? No comments? So what's going on with you, Sweetie Reef? No comments? Hydroids, what the heck is that? Oh. Well, so far so good. I mean, considering I'm running just 4 bulb T5 on this thing. They're especially the bird's nest is going nuts. I got it high up in the tank, so I guess that helps. And I got a couple aquapora green ones on the side there. You see them there? And I got a purple one, purple with green spots on. I'm not exactly what they call it, sure what they call that, but that's growing too. Everything's an experiment, you know. I mean, I just trying everything on this tank. Eventually, I'd like to get some LEDs, but they're wicked expensive, and I really don't feel like spending that kind of money. My wife would have my head, if you know what I'm saying. So what I'm slowly doing is I'm slowly selling pieces off to the fish store, and he's giving me credit. And then that's how I bought my sump, because he gave me enough credit. Oh, okay, Kessel, that's nice. Oh yeah, those little feather dusters, I know what you're talking about now. I got like 1 or 2 in the tank, that's about it. Now Kessels are very expensive, aren't they, Phil? Like $700 a piece or something? You subscribe to that guy Mike Lemming, Phil? I can't believe he's putting all that money in a 75-gallon tank that isn't even drilled. He's got to drill a hole in it. All the money he spent, he could have bought a nice drill tank. Can't wait to see what his tank is going to look like. He got a nice trigger system sump now too. How you doing, Aquatic Imagination? How you doing? Where are you out of Aquatic Imagination? Wow, that's nice. And Red Sea reefers are expensive too, but they're nice tanks. Yeah, it's the first time I got it running. I've been trying to get it running for a while now. So I tried this new program now. I can do a live stream. What kind of tank do you have, Aquatic Imagination? Or Imaginarian, I should say. Ohio. Okay. What kind of tank you got? This is a 90-gallon.
Good tank.
Red thing on the right. Oh, that's a finger sponge. I got it glued to a rock. I saw it in the fish store and I figured I'd like to get it. Starting to get some kind of weird stuff on it. I don't know if it's getting eaten by the crabs or what. No, it's actually glued to a rock. You see it now? You better get them fish tanks filled up, man. Gotta have fish in there. So I would never even had this thing. It went for my kids. All started out with a goldfish. I do not dose. No, I don't have a doser. The only thing I do is I feed it. I feed the corals phytoplankton. Did you not see the video I made? I showed all my equipment. I made one yesterday. I run this thing very, I don't have a lot of fancy things on it. Fanciest thing I got on here is probably the protein skimmer and the 9-watt, they call that UV sterilizer. That's the only fancy thing I run on this thing. I put that on. I fill that when I change my water. I add that to my tank. I don't use. I use magnesium and calcium. I do 20-gallon water changes once a month. That's all I do. I have a what do you call those? A floss, and I change that once a week, and I throw that out. Filter floss. Oh, fresh water. That's cool. That's how I started out. I had a 60-gallon that had a bunch of bala sharks in it. I used to love those bala sharks. But saltwater is much prettier. I had a major outbreak of algae in the freshwater, and I never looked back. Turned the 60-gallon into a saltwater tank. Sucker cracked. They had a $55 special at Petco, so I changed it to a 55-gallon. Had that for about 2 years, and then I went to this 90-gallon. Oh yeah, it's a lot of work. But see, I can't have a room just dedicated to fish. See, my wife says I dedicate the whole house to it, so. Because everywhere she looks, she finds fish stuff. And then she decorates the bathroom and fish, so go figure. Maybe I'm starting to brainwash her. No, the foxface has never touched my coral. Him and the hippo tang get into it once in a while, but they get along pretty well. The only trouble I had with stuff eating my coral was the stupid green, not hermit crabs, but the green, regular green crabs. I forget what they call them. They just they go to town on the zoanthids. I saw them picking that, eating that, and I threw them out. I said, "That's it. You're done." So I won't have any more of those suckers in my tank. The only crabs I got in here are the red legs hermits and the blue leg hermits. They do a pretty good job. Well, unfortunately, I don't have a basement. I'm in Florida, so there's no basements in Florida. Gotta make sure that thing is insulated. Yeah, emerald crab, that's right. Make sure that basement's insulated, man. Between humidity and the cold, man, that'll really screw up your fish. And one time I got a red crab that looked like an emerald, and that thing, he just tore up every piece of coral in there. So I'll never touch those emerald crabs again, that's for sure. I have a hard time keeping turbo snails. I get them, it lasts about 3 months and they kick the bucket. I have better luck with the Narceras snails and the little, I forget what the little snails, I forget what they call them. Astrea snails. I forget where are you out of, Phil? You out of California? You have a 20-year-old starfish too? Oh my God. That's something. How's the taxes out there? Expensive, right? Never been out to California. What part of California in you? Near LA or San Francisco? Always wanted to take a look out there. Been seeing a lot of California cars down here in Florida lately. Maybe they're trying to get out of California. That's a long drive. You born out there, Phil? I'm originally from Connecticut myself. I've been down here in Florida for 27 years. Haven't looked back No more snow for me, buddy. Once you grow up in snow and have to dig it out, you had enough of it. Wow, Barstow, huh? Maybe one day I'll get out there. You ever been to Florida, Phil? Excuse the camera, I'm trying to get something off. Get a closer view of the tank. There's the finger. Oh, Miami, wow, that's cool. Yeah, got a little bit of hair algae growing in there. Got some poly, see, zoanthids. Green hammer, pink hammer, purple favia, green favia, a couple of little zoanthids, another favia, more zoanthids, frog spawn. Just got this pink urchin, or purple urchin, very pretty. There's my bubble tip anemone with my maroon clownfish. He loves that thing. And there's a peculiar clownfish back there. They get along sometimes, but other times they get pissy. And I got some GSP. There's the bird's nest. That was a tiny little piece. And I got some more right here. And some more zoanthids. Speaking of cool, can you see that electric scallop right there? Look at that electric current going through that thing. Isn't that cool? Did a video on this. I just can't get over how much electricity is going through that thing. Then I got a purple dottyback, which is a real pain in the butt. And then back down there, there's a fire shrimp. And underneath that rock under there is a blue diamond sand sifter goby. And I got 5 chroma swimming around in here. Let's see. Everything seems to be hiding because I'm trying to videotape it. And I got 2 of these cleaner shrimps and 2 peppermint shrimps in there. That's a backup view of the fish tank. Also have a Midas Blenny. I don't know where. Oh, there he is. See him? Hiding in the rock there. No problem. I gotta get off anyway. I'll talk to you later. I'll probably do it again sometime. Take it easy. Bye.